but I saw a lot of groups in the heyday that, you know, I'm a I'm an attorney. I'm a residential agent. I'm going to syndicate this 100-unit apartment complex.
Mm.
And I don't know how to underwrite the deal, so I'm going to bid it up. And then the sophisticated guys have to pay more to get it if they're going to be competitive on it. And like you just kind of get this escalation.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I am your host, Q Edmonds. Excited to be here today. Got another fantastic guest. We've been talking, and I just know you're going to get a ton of nuggets from him. Watch out for his humor. Like, I hope that he don't have me, I'm not going to try to put pressure on him. Let me just stop. Let me not even put that out there. But I've been talking to this guy. I've been enjoying talking to him. And again, I know he's just going to bring some nuggets. His perspective is really going to be enlightening and give you just something just to take away and think about. And so I am excited to introduce you guys to Mr. Evan. How you feeling today, sir?
Feeling good. How are you?
Oh, man, doing good, doing great. So glad you're here. And I'll be honest, I just want to dive in. I would love for you to tell people what your main focus is these days. If you want to give us a little bit of an origin story, how you got into where you are, would love to know that. And then tell us what part of the world you in, what market you're representing. So I would appreciate that as well.
Yeah. Well, again, thanks for having me. Looking forward to the conversation. A little bit about me. So, Evan Polaski, I'm the director of capital raising and investor relations for Blackgate Partners, which is a retail owner operator of unanchored strip centers, primarily in the Midwest, upper Midwest. Uh, my specific background, I always tell people I've loved real estate and construction since like I was 6 years old, living in suburban Atlanta, watching the Publix anchored and Home Depot anchored shopping centers get built, kind of
Mm.
outside my subdivision, and just being in awe of it. And obviously, not knowing the financial component to it, but just, whether it's the retail centers, which we all interact with day in and day out, home building, office buildings, like just the physical world around us, has always been just something that I've loved and wanted to be a part of. So fast forward, I actually studied business administration with a focus in finance and real estate at the University of Cincinnati and started my career in that space. And here we are, 17, 18, going on 18 years out of graduating from the University of Cincinnati, focused on exactly what I love to do, which is talk to investors primarily about investing in real estate. Um, So as we, into my specific current role, or I'll backtrack a touch, and I use this as the call to action at the end. Like, I just love being a resource for people, whether you're looking to buy your first rental property, as a listener, whether you're looking to be an LP in larger deals. I'm an LP. I'm an active investor with some, flips with my wife, single family rentals. So kind of do a lot of it on my on my own and have a diverse background. But Blackgate specifically, I'll say my career came full circle, starting a retail operator, went to multifamily groups for a little while, and came back to retail. And, I love it from the investment perspective.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
I love it because the cap rates are there. I love it because even though I have a specific role in it, you just find more sophisticated owner operators. It's not the next level up for a bunch of novice people. I've talked to a lot of people, and it's one thing to go buy 4 single family homes, sell those, buy an 8-plex with your own money. Okay, roll that into a 20-plex and kind of grow that way. 100% behind it. But I saw a lot of groups in the heyday that, I'm an attorney. I'm a residential agent. I'm going to syndicate this 100-unit apartment complex. And I don't know how to underwrite the deal, so I'm going to bid it up. And then the sophisticated guys have to pay more to get it if they're going to be competitive on it. And you just kind of get this escalation. Not to say it doesn't happen to retail. But from an investment perspective, I think a lot of people are afraid. How do I fill an empty retail center? Well, you need to know the tenants. Well, I don't know the tenants. Good, you shouldn't buy it. And so everybody's playing on a slightly more level playing field from the investment side. Back to what Blackgate does. Necessity-based, unanchored retail centers. We own we're based, so offices in Columbus, Ohio. I sit in Cincinnati, Ohio. We own centers in both of those markets, a good portfolio and a growing portfolio in the Chicagoland market. We bought our first center a month ago as of when we're recording this in Minneapolis. So that's been a market that's been on our list for a while, but we've not just found the right deal yet until a month ago, and Kansas City. So kind of those I'll call major secondary markets around the Midwest is where we know our acquisition guy would love for us to buy more nationally. And we're looking at deals here and there, but obviously the juice the squeeze has to be worth the juice to get us outside of where we're all based. And the primary value driver is not only our sourcing of deals, but the founders of the company, come from a leasing background. So they were brokers filling up as a third-party leasing representative for other owners. So they cut their teeth, basically watching, I got a great commission on, filling this 30,000 square foot box, but took me a year and a half. And I might have made about $50K in commission, not a bad payday by any means.
Yeah.
But the owner just made $2 million in value because they filled that box and the net, the increase in NOI. So about 8 years ago, they took those experiences and started, moving to the principal side until they, and have been at it since. So we do all of our own in-house leasing and property management, asset management, which with leasing being the primary driver of value, and we want to control that in-house. And then, of course, sourcing the deals and sourcing the equity.
Love it. Thank you so much, man, for your explanation. Thank you for explaining it in a very, very succinct way. I do want to talk to you and ask you about strategies, right? What
Mm-hmm.
are some, and I would love for you to answer this 2 ways if possible. What are some business strategies that you use? But I would also love to know some personal strategies that you use to keep you motivated, keep you on target. Some people cold plunge, some people go hiking. So what are some business strategies and personal strategies that you find that have been beneficial for you?
If you're looking for consistent, high quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Yeah, so I think we all struggle with this and the kind of habits of what are them. One that I've taken up, I'll say relatively recently. I've dabbled with it. It's like it worked, and this is both personal and professional. Um, since they are, my motive, my day job is
Yeah.
a lot of my time. And while I
Yeah.
don't even own the company, and I know entrepreneurs, it's a whole other level for those who have all the risk on their plate.
Yeah.
Um, but journaling has become a new habit of mine, and and if I'm looking at my closed journal underneath my desk shelf here, it's both. I mean, even it's the issues and stresses I'm feeling with my life. It is, and those are very intertwined, as I think most, whether you're an entrepreneur or a W-2 employee, um, they're intertwined with business.
Right.
How can I succeed and achieve my goals there? And I've just found that's, like I said, would go through some hard times, as we all do. Years ago, I'd kind of get into it. I'd do it consistently for 3 or 4 weeks, and then things would kind of start to pass, and all of a sudden it becomes less of a priority.
Yeah.
Um, and a year goes by until the next hard time. And, so grateful that you can pick it up and put it down. But I have been trying to be, still working on it, admittedly, be more consistent. It was like every day, 15 minutes, write it down. I like pen and paper. I know actually a
Yeah.
former boss of mine would he'd journal every day, and he'd do it on his laptop. I'm like, I can't, that just
Yeah.
doesn't process the same way for me personally. Um, so I'd say that's it because, like I said, it's equal parts being a better father and being a better husband and personal financial goals and all of the things. What vacations do we want to go on, and how much do I need to save for those, over to how do I raise more money? How do we find better deals? How do I tweak the marketing strategy to help raise more money? You know, got to talk to my bosses about this tough conversation, whatever that looks like.
Yeah. Yeah. No, thank you so much for sharing. A lot of parallels. Definitely, journaling is one of the things. I'm with you. I've did it sporadically over the years. I've learned now to be more consistent. And the only reason I think why the consistency is there is to be able to look back at some of the stuff I wrote down and be like, oh wow. Like I
Yeah.
actually wrote that. Like, oh man. And one of the big things that have helped me is the book Atomic Habits. Have you ever heard of that book before?
No.
Oh man. Yeah, it's a
I have
book.
I have some good ones, but I
Yeah,
haven't
yeah,
heard that one.
yeah. It's a book, one of my favorite. I probably read it like 3 times now. It's a book by James Clear. And as it sounds, it talks about like building, good habits or whatever.
Yep.
I love the approach that he has because he just talks about just being 1% better every single day. Like,
Yeah.
like don't try to put too much pressure on yourself because, like you said, we got so many different things going on. And so that book has helped me tremendously. But I feel you with the journaling, and I also feel you with, the consistency aspect. But I love asking that question because I've definitely found that, and I'm glad you know the two are intertwined. Like business people, W-2, no matter where you go, you are who you are where you go. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? Like you are where your feet is planted, right? And most of the time, if we have something that can ground us, kind of bring us back to reality when we're dealing with stress and being overwhelmed. I found it to be a great thing. And so that's why I asked that question. I always love to hear people's perspective on that. So thank you for sharing. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Absolutely. So listen, I want to talk about goals, and I want to know, what's your goal for Blackgate, and I would love to know, if you have any personal goals as well that you're trying to hit that you're targeted on.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Yeah. So at Blackgate, kind of easy. I feel like the business goals are always easier, especially when you are the W-2 employee, because you're communicating with your boss,
Yeah.
and it becomes such a big part of your life. So, my personal goal is to raise $10 million of equity to help support, about $27 million of acquisitions in 2026, and um, is what I'd say that's the primary business driver goal. Uh, there are definitely more that come down to like the marketing and the referrals from existing investors, all those, kind of sub goals. We use EOS at Blackgate consistently. That's how our weekly check-in meetings are run. And so having those, those rocks, those to-dos, down to the issues always help with that as well. But again, the big overarching goal, as most real estate people are, it is, my side is to make sure the equity is always there when our acquisition guy uh, lines up deals. And so
Yeah.
that for very personal reasons, it's like, so I'm not the one who's slowing down the ship. And then it just becomes the function of we need to find good deals because we're not going to keep raising money if we're buying bad deals.
Yeah.
Um, and we'll, you can kind of get to a point, and then once those bad deals actually truly show their true, they show their true colors, uh, then it grinds the whole system to a halt.
Yeah.
But that's the big one. On the personal side, like my wife is an interior designer. We've flipped houses together on the side. She runs a lot of that. I'm trying to, get her to, jointly jump in and do just a new construction home. Like we've done. The house that
Yeah.
I'm sitting in was a full gut remodel,
Wow.
down to the studs, new electric, new layout. Move some walls, the whole kit and caboodle. But we haven't done the official like pour the foundation, do the framing, start from scratch and pick the design that you want to build. So hopefully that'll be something that's starting very early in 26. I think that's something we both want. Um, to kind of learn the ropes, hopefully make a lot of money, obviously, but
Absolutely.
we're both taking the approach of we kind of know this is a route we want to go. We have other income. So this is sort of the like, you know, let's buy it and make sure we're not going to lose money first and
Mm,
foremost. And kind of go into like, yeah, we might only make a little bit of money, something another builder would never touch, but we learned the ropes and hopefully made a little bit. Just
yeah.
like when we started flipping, it's like, yeah, we made 15 grand. Now we would never touch a deal if we were only going to make 15 grand, but we learned and we improved and iterated over the last, almost decade now,
Yeah.
periodically doing the flips.
Yeah. Yeah. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. And I love, man, I love how you mention your wife. I got one that's my ride or die that got my back. And I mean, and I just love when you bring up because it just makes me think about mine and just how supportive they are, just how brilliant they are. And so yeah, man, every time you say it, I'm over here Google eyed thinking about as soon as I get off the phone with you, I'm gonna text her, baby, I love you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. So I appreciate you bringing your wife up. I really do, man.
And they're good because I see this in my day job when I'm talking with investors, 99% of the time talking to men. Um,
Mhm.
so it's a fun when you talk to a female. In fact, there was one years ago who like talked to her on the phone, actually did a happy hour in her market. She showed up. I'm like, oh, you must be Rachel. She's like, how do you know? I was like, because you're the only woman I've ever talked to in Houston, like, like as an investor side. And then it was she and I and 10 other guys.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and, but to that point, we fit the very standard protocol where it seems like the guys have like no risk is too big. Just like
Uh-huh.
go, we got $200,000 saved. Let's plunk it all down and roll for red. Like, let's go and see what happens. Um, and
Hmm.
she definitely dials us back. It's like, there's a lot we're looking at. And I'm like, why aren't we offering all that? She's like, we haven't even driven past this. Like, but we kind of know the market. Like, well, what if there's a terrible house right there?
Yeah.
Like right next door. I was like, but the one across the street sold for, $850,000. Like
Yeah.
there's buffer in this. She's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
we I want to do it too. That's why it's nice because like she wants to do it, but she's definitely the like, let's not lose. And I'm like, but how much can we make? Uh
Right.
like what's the upside? And so again, I pushed her into entrepreneurship.
Mm.
Um as a, because she really ran the flipping business when my son was born. She left her corporate job. She
Wow.
only did that because of my pushing, because I started buying rentals back in 2010 and 11. So I was kind of
Yeah.
used to the renovation process a little bit more than she had seen, and she wanted nothing to do with those.
Yeah.
Uh, but
Mm.
like now she's got this thriving design business that does well for our family, and she gets to kind of name her own hours. So it's a great balance there. And I think she would say, if she watches this, that a lot of that would have never happened if it weren't some of my pushing along and, hey, you can do this, you're good at this, we can buffer these losses, looking at the risk. Like if this all goes bad, we can buffer these losses. Like we're fine.
Yeah.
So let's see what's out there versus let the fear hold us back.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, I absolutely love what you're doing. I love the way you think. Again, I love you talking about your family. You point out, just trying to be a better dad, better husband. But also, you seem to be doing a phenomenal job as a director of capital raising. And so this has been a very, very great, great conversation. If someone wanted to reach out to you, learn more about what you're doing, collaborate. What's the best way for them to reach out to you, sir?
At this stage, because I'm not a great, I don't have my own website and everything else. LinkedIn is a great place. I have a fairly unique name that you can probably see on the bottom of the screen here. Uh,
Yeah.
I'm one of the only Evan Polaskis. Uh, and I think it gets linked in the show notes. So like, please just, track me down on LinkedIn. You'll see Blackgate. If you see Blackgate, you got the right one. Um, and message me there. I even think if you click on it, you can find all my contact information. But
Yeah.
I'd say that's the most easy way to get to me, and then always happy to move that into phone calls, Zoom calls. If you're in the Cincinnati or Columbus area, like let's grab coffee or lunch and chat and get to know each other. Because like I said, the thing I love most about my day job is just sort of that I get to help people like navigate all this. Most of my calls with potential investors are, you know, understanding their goals. And I'm probably a pretty bad salesman, or I'm a very good salesman in that regard. But it's
Mm.
like, these are my day job is long term relationships. So I always view it as I'm going to be crystal clear. Like
Yeah.
these are the risks and opportunities, and like if it fits, great. If it doesn't fit, I'd rather not have you be a pain in my neck for the next 5 years while we're working through this deal and I pushed you into something that didn't fit for you. Um,
That,
but the same is true with really anything real estate related. Like I said, I'm active investor in single families up, limited partner investor. Um, there's probably there's a lot of things I don't know. Uh, but I think from a broad level of background, it's happy to be a resource in any way I can.
absolutely. Well, there he is, Mr. Evans, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your story. I think you are an incredible storyteller. And I say that because I think nothing in this world moves without story. And so I just love the way you deliver, the way you take your time, you're thoughtful with your answers, thoughtful with your replies. And so I appreciate your storytelling. I also appreciate your perspective, the way you think And I think, just giving just little nuggets can help our viewers just sometimes have that slight little mind shift that say, oh, I kind of never really thought about it that way. And I think you have added value where people may just be like, oh, maybe I have a little bit different perspective around this. And so I really appreciate you today,
Awesome.
sir.
Yeah, no, my pleasure, Q, and it was great talking with you.
Absolutely. So listen, y'all got the value. You can't tell me you didn't. You heard them. We're going to continue to bring people up that just have amazing stories. And here I'm going to ask again. Say you need to be subscribed. That way you do not miss out on this incredible content. So, Mr. Evan, I thank you again, and to everyone else, we will see you on the next time.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.